subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth, we are around the corner from KT Antiques at the new KT Annex. It is a flea market style feel with furniture, vintage finds, collectibles, and plenty of smalls that are waiting for a new life in your space. Vendors are motivated to sell and we get the deals. Join me. I'm excited to take you along to the shop around the corner. They're located at 808 Avenue B. They're open Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, noon to 5. With 6,000 square feet, there is a lot to discover, and you will see it is heavy with the furniture and lots of collectibles as well. And we can reimagine some of these pieces in our space. There's also seasonal and some Texas finds. And French antiques. There is lots to share with you today. It's a different shopping experience than KT Antiques. And of course, you can make some deals, especially if you're buying multiple pieces. And look at the old steamer trunk and a pair of contemporary lamps. Welcome to KT Antiques Annex, a great destination for collectors, resellers, decorators, and treasure hunters. Some are reducing their inventory and others are liquidating estates. Items are priced to move quickly and you can find some pieces for affordable prices, a great opportunity. Let's dive into the deals. Here we have some Southwest influence and Texas. This is quite the unique find. I'll tell you more about it. And we often found cloths like these in the 1940s and 50s, but I can't say that I've found one with a Texas map. Some of the cities may be a bit off in their placement, but I love the fact that our state is represented. This could almost be a wall hanging. Cactus cloths were popular in the mid-century, the 40s and 50s, with novelty textiles and tablecloths. Did not expect to find this today, representing Texas, and I see some towns where I've lived and where I was born in Beeville. Mexican folk art with this gurgle pot. We normally see the pictures that are glazed. The price is $36. That could be a nice decorative object. Framed religious artwork adds some interest and pops of color to your space. And you won't believe the linens with a monogram inset into this fine linen. And you'll see that crocheted edge. For $14, that is a very good price. And a pair of blue and pink applique hand towels. This cabbage set looks to be from the 1970s. It's probably made in Italy, and it could have even come from Neiman Marcus. And it might have been a custom order. And you will see that these are numbered on the base. That is an interesting soup set. Quimper pottery from France, priced at $22. It's all about the soup here on this table. I find this at the German and French flea markets and consignment stores quite often. I'm loving this blue bowl, priced at $52. Some great history here. Lots of great vintage glass. This is from Hazel Atlas, the Starburst medallion. Love that shade of electric blue. Here's a tip when you're shopping the Annex. Depending on the vendor, you can usually get a much better deal. Simply inquire, especially if you're buying multiples. One of my favorite vintage glass patterns. This was marketed to brides, and the competition would have been Fostoria American and Cambridge Rose Point. Imperial Candlewick debuted in 1936 at the Wheeling Centennial Celebration. Initially with 40 pieces, they eventually launched over 650 pieces and sets from this pattern. It is absolutely incredible. I have shared the history of this and the French influence in a visit to Rummel Creek Antiques. The cake pedestal is one of my favorite pieces from the Imperial Candlewick collection. Beautiful blue in this vintage glass. The L.E. Smith Glass Company made this footed bowl in the Quintet pattern. It is priced at $40, and that is a showstopper. The Moon and Stars pattern is quite familiar. This one was not made by L.E. Smith. It predates that, made by L.G. Wright. Originally it was made by the Adams Glass Company and was called Palace from the 1880s. And this is where it got its name, Moon and Stars, with the L.G. Wright Company. We find some furniture, artwork, and lighting ware. Very familiar, Limoges, cobalt and gold. It's a first for me to see this incorporated into a lamp. Lighting ware is a lot like fashion. It changes with tastes, styles, and trends over the years. This is a classic cobalt and gold Limoges porcelain lamp. You will see there's also some cut crystal. Great combination. The initial price is $110, and you can get a better deal. Imagine this lamp in your space. Lots more vintage glass throughout the store. In the amber color, many different manufacturers are represented here on this table. The Indiana Glass Company, Jeannette Glass Company with the iris. The footed compotes are graceful. Would make some lovely gifts. Think of how you could present something special inside. Amber glass was popular in the mid-century. I do find that it is undervalued and overlooked today, though designers embrace it for the warm and inviting colors that you can add to your space. This is sort of a handkerchief style, although it is more of the mid-century swung. You see it as a bit offset, asymmetrical. A great piece at $25. You could place a candle inside or add some interest and place it on top of some books on your coffee table. Add a pop of color to your celebrations with these cut to clear continental flute champagnes. This looks to be the Traube pattern from Nachtmann in jewel tones. Love the cut on that ruby glass. A hand-painted porcelain basket. The vibrant butterflies. This is such a unique piece. The seller tells us it is most likely old Noritake. When we look at the back stamp, we see it as hand-painted Nippon, and the word Nippon dates it between 1891 and 1921 to comply with the McKinley Tariff Act. More vintage glass. I see some Fenton hobnail. And another item from Fenton, which is a showstopper. A very special picture. I'll tell you more about it. Aqua is one of the more popular vintage glass colors to collect today. This Fenton pitcher is opalescent with that diamond quilt pattern, ruffled rim, absolutely gorgeous. You see that applied handle. It's $55 and there are lots of pieces to consider today. This is a great choice. The beautiful aqua plates have my attention, and the wall sconces. I'll tell you more about the history of these, and they are waiting for a new life. They are priced at $8.25 for the pair, and here are some crystal sconces. Imagine the grand home these must have graced. I can see the possibilities in your dining room. Elegance that we don't often find today. These are one-of-a-kind sconces that were custom-made for a River Oaks mansion in Houston and later placed in a private home. You can see they are electrified and just waiting for a new space. I have my eyes on this French buffet hutch. I think this is one of the better finds in the store today. Such attention to detail. We'll have a look at this and I will tell you more about the attributes of this piece, and I will share a way you can reimagine this in your space. priced at $800, and remember, you can work with them on prices. This French provincial antique hutch is solid oak with a marble top from about 1900. It's listed at $800. Some great storage, and you see the carving here on the main door, and wonderful storage, top and bottom. The cabriole or Queen Anne style legs on the top, very French, with attention to detail. You notice the top carved design. Imagine this French hutch in your dine-in kitchen. It could blend with many different styles. Love the detail. A pair of cobalt and gold candelabras. These are exceptional. They remind me of some that we saw in an estate sale that were from the Gilded Age. I can imagine these on your table to grace your home, especially for a grand event. Love the color combination. A familiar crystal pattern. This is one we occasionally see in consignment stores, sometimes an antique shop or resale, and you want to grab this. And if you are a reseller, this is a pattern you will probably find an audience for. It was a bridal favorite. And there's the Gorham Acid Etch logo. Gorham crystal on a mid-century tea cart that's priced at $225. I call it the wagon wheel style. You could also use it as a bar cart. I am eyeing these Gorham cherrywood goblets. This was a popular bridal pattern that launched in 1960, was made until 1999. I have a friend that chose this as her pattern in the late 90s. This gives you more serving space. It has drop leaves and 2 shelves. Think of the possibilities in your space. I come from a long line of Texas Aggies, and this is a fun find. It's a piece of history. I will tell you more about it. You see that Aggie maroon. And the more I delve into the history, I realize this has a connection to Heywood Wakefield. We'll see some pieces from that furniture designer coming up. And this is perfect for the Texas Aggie that wants a piece of their school history. Some Texas A&M University history here with 16 chairs and 2 tables. These are from the dining hall, and if we look on the underside of the chairs, we see A&M C for college dining hall. These were made by a New York designer, the first to use bent wood. This is an interesting find, and for the Texas Aggie, would be great to place in a game room. Could have some fun with this. Lots to discover here with a Staffordshire dog, a Toby jug, and a sweet coffee set. You can date this by the look and also the back stamp. It's priced at $99 for the whole set. RS Germany. I went to school with a descendant of the founder of this company. I'll tell you the history. A coffee set with a bit of history. This is a company founded in 1869 in Suhl, Prussia, at that time part of Germany, by Reinhold Schlegelmilch in a former iron ore refinery that he acquired. This has a backstamp of RS Germany instead of RS Prussia. This means that it came after 1910 when he acquired a factory in Tillowitz. This is almost a 2-in-1, a headboard with storage. The mirrors fit another piece that's in the store. $480 for the pair from a very familiar furniture maker. And the blonde wood is recognizable, and that is one more reason that those Texas A&M chairs are from the same maker. A pair of Heywood Wakefield headboards. You will notice the solid birch and blonde finish, a signature style. This offers some great storage. It's a company that was founded in Gardner, Massachusetts in 1897, a merger of the Heywood Brothers and Wakefield Company. It even has some sliding areas here where you can stow something away. It would be great for a children's room or even a guest room. This is quite a find, a salesman sample from about 1880, made of mahogany with 5 drawers. This is something we've seen at the Carmine Dance Hall Antique Show at $250 for the first price is actually quite good. And remember, this is before we had extensive catalogs and furniture stores and salesmen would travel to sell their wares. These stained glass windows recently sold to a lady who has a retreat making quilts for veterans. That will be stunning in her space. Speaking of quilts, here's one right here from Natchitoches, Louisiana, priced at $240. This is something we find in Round Top for quite a lot. And they did have quite a few quilts here in this store. And more linens. I'm liking this embroidery. BS, that is my mother's maiden name monogram. And that would be a nice addition. Euroshams are becoming more popular with American bedding. We find that the major manufacturers are producing this size. Years ago, when I started buying these at the German flea markets, you couldn't find the pillow inserts. And today, they are quite plentiful. This is an exceptional design. We don't usually see a color. The pale green and white is beautiful. I'm loving the monogram. Even more pillows. And these are cleaned and pressed. Love the applique. And this table gives me some ideas. You can always tuck a small table into your space. And think of the ways that you could utilize this. Elevate your space with a $115 deal on this table. It is an antique bobbin leg cherry wood. You could use this as a side table in a bedroom living space, and even a punch bowl in the dining room. Let's reimagine this table in the corner of your dining room. I'm featuring the McKee Glass Company Aztec pattern punch set, which is exactly what I have in the corner of my dining room. This wicker desk has many possibilities. I like that it has the sturdy wood top, and it actually is from the Victorian era. It's not priced yet. Here we have kind of a nautical theme. You could also pair this with chinoiserie. It would be a nice addition to your entry space. I quite like this. I see a mantle that would be fun to add to a bedroom. You don't have to have a fireplace. It could be an accent. Let's step into the back room, where we find even more items and frames. Lots of folks are looking for those. Some of these dealers also work with estate sale companies, and many of these items need to be rehomed. And this is a great way to add something interesting to your space. I'm loving the pair of these paintings. There's so much to discover. And we'll also find more wicker. It's probably not from the Victorian era, but I'm loving this blue top table for your patio. You could even blend this with a farmhouse look with a chippy paint. This is quite a bit newer, and it is not from an estate sale. It was actually used to stage homes. And that is a plus because it was not used. You see the upholstery is in perfect condition. I like the detail on the chairs from Bassett, and that is quality. Bassett Furniture is a quality brand. These may not be antiques. It's still a great way to elevate your dining space. A table and chairs with the table pad, which is worth a lot. Then we have a china cabinet and another piece of furniture. Imagine these all in your dining space to welcome your guests. There are ways that we can shop sustainably even when you're not specifically looking for antiques or vintage. The Duncan Fife inspired legs, some extra leaves, and quite a few chairs. The server opens up for more surface area for entertaining. Could also be your bar cart. It's on wheels. And here you can imagine all of these pieces together in one space for an affordable and contemporary setting. This goes back to the late 60s, maybe early 70s, with a Spanish influence. And orange was a very popular color. And they are caned as well. Looks like the caning is in great condition. This Victorian vanity has a rich history with the manufacturer. It has its roots in London, made it all the way to Ohio. It has a central mirror, which was often placed near natural light before electricity, and it served as their vanity station. You'll see it has a recessed or lowered center area, and that is to allow them to sit comfortably with their big dresses for their daily ritual of grooming and styling and putting on their jewelry. A Victorian vanity dresser with rich history. This is made by the A.C. Richards Company. He was London-born and apprenticed at age 13 in Philadelphia with a furniture maker. He moved to Cincinnati, Ohio in 1843, where he saved capital for his new business by digging pits for a veneer mill, and he has left quite a legacy with his Rococo Revival, Victorian, and classic furniture styles. Placed near a window for natural light, you'll notice the oil lamp. This would have been a very important furniture piece in a lady's bedroom. There are quite a few secretaries here. This one is from England. It is Chippendale from the 1800s. And this Bleak accent lamp is quite a find, priced at $78. An English Chippendale secretary. This is a useful item to have in your home. You could even place it in a bedroom. It doesn't have to just be in a study, entryway living space. The sky is the limit. And this one has a secret compartment. You could tuck away some love letters, a key, or maybe even a piece of jewelry. You never know what you'll find with these antique furniture pieces. And this style has an interesting story. Perhaps you see this type of veneer when you're out shopping in antique stores, and you may not realize how it's made. I will tell you more than you probably ever wanted to know about this particular wood style. This mid-1800s flame mahogany bow front chest is $395. You will notice on the wood grain it has a bit of a different design. I will tell you all about it. Known as flame mahogany, this is well priced at $395. It's actually a veneer, since flame mahogany is not as strong as a solid wood. It is known as crotchwood. It is where the larger branch breaks off from the main tree trunk and forms this V pattern, sort of a plume. It is lovely and something that means that it is made by a craftsman and has that extra step and more detail, adding to the value. I love that flame mahogany. It's a treasure hunt in this store, and I have enjoyed discovering some of the vintage glass, ceramics, furniture, and how about this? A Howard Miller clock. This also has an interesting history that I've shared in a visit to Still Good Consignments. Such fun today at KT Antiques Annex. So glad you joined me today for the KT Antiques Annex. We discovered lots of interesting finds with a bit of history. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Babb. Elevate your everyday with antique shopping.